Let's talk about the filler metals and fluxes in brazing. To qualify as a brazing metal, the following characteristics are needed. So let's talk about those characteristics. The first one is melting temperature must be compatible with the base metal. Second one, surface tension in the liquid phase must be low for good wettability. Third one, fluidity of the molten metal must be higher for penetration into the interface. Fourth one, the metal must be capable of being braced into a joint of adequate strength for the application. The fifth one is chemical and physical interactions with base metal must be avoided. Filler metals are applied to the brazing operation in various ways, including wire, rod, sheets, and strips, powders, pasters, perform parts made of brazed metal designed to fit a particular joint configuration and cladding on one of the surfaces to be brazed. And there is a diagram. So these two metals will be brazed, and this one is the joint, and this is the filler rod, and this is a torch by which the brazing is done, and finally this is the brazing joint. And there are these two metals will be joined, and this is the clearance, and this one is a ring of filler metal, and finally this is the joint. And there is also two parts, so these two parts will be joined, and there is the foil of filler metal, and finally this is the joint. Brazing fluxes serve a similar purpose as in welding. They dissolve, combine with, and otherwise inhibit the formation of oxides and other unwanted byproducts in the brazing process. Use of a flux does not substitute for the cleaning steps described above. Characteristics of a good flux include: first one, low melting temperature. Second one, low viscosity so that it can be displaced by the filler metal. Third one, facilitates sweating. Fourth one, protects the joint until solidification of the filler metal. The flux should also be easy to remove after brazing. Common ingredients for brazing fluxes include borax, borers, fluorides, and chlorides. Wetting agents are also included in the mix to reduce surface tension of the molten filler metal and to improve wettability. Forms of flux include powders, pasters, and slurries. Alternatives to using a flux are to perform the operation in a vacuum or a reducing atmosphere that inhibits oxide formation. And finally, thank you for being with me.